Well, hello, Linda Mallard. How are you?
Hello, Liz. I'm fantastic. Thank you. You look
That's
beautiful
awesome.
today.
Oh, thank you. You too. This is awesome. I love our get together and our chats and the information you share. It's always kind of a highlight of my day because I always learn something and it's helpful for me in a selfish way as we do these interviews, learning what you do and how effective it is and how great an impact it's had on me. So I'm going to get you to introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about you, and then we'll jump into today's call.
Beautiful. Thank you, Liz. And just a note on what you said there is, even just a small little nugget can make a big shift to how we proceed in the day or how we view the world or how we understand something. So, those little gold nuggets that we can pick up on a daily basis are really amount to big things. So thank you. Thank you for that. So my name is Linda Mallard. I am the owner and the CEO of Intentional Life. And in Intentional Life, I free and empower people from their pain and their issues so that they can really get back to living a life that they love living, knowing that they are worthy, knowing they are deserving of what they want, and that what they want truly is available to them. As a certified hypnotherapist, and I work with bioenergetic synchronization. I really work on elevating people's vibration to clear any sort of what we call interferences in the body that can get in the way. Things like limiting beliefs, things like experiences that happen that make us feel like, oh, it's not safe to speak up in public, or it's not safe to show someone that I love them because something happened in our past. And so these are things we clear up so that the real you, who you are at your essence, can show up and really share your gifts, right? It's not enough just to be safe. We aren't here just to be safe. We are here to share our gifts of what it is that we came to do. And you are sharing your gifts so beautifully in the Women of Motion and supporting women with epilepsy. And it's like there's a gift that you came here for, and you are certainly doing such a beautiful job with that. So that is who I am and what I'm doing in reference to this. I do also have a Pilates rehabilitation and wellness studio called Twassen Wellness Center. And so I do everything. I work with the physical body, the chakra body, the energetic body, and then really the getting in touch with who we are at our essence, which is pure consciousness. And if we can be connected with that, then we are truly in control of our life, because everything is energy, and when energy is flowing, boy, your life can be absolutely magnificent.
Oh my gosh, so good, right? And like I say all the time, is that this is such needed work out there in the world, as people are aging and their body, and given what we've gone through and things that are happening currently, I really feel like, people sort of need to get back into alignment a little bit, if that makes sense, and sort of come back into who they are, because it feels like so many people live in fear out
Yeah.
there. And, it's not cool to live in fear. We want great lives. And if there's techniques that will help us achieve, a more balanced life, a healthier life, a happier life, I'm all for that.
Yes, and that is truly where it begins. And you touched on the acknowledgement of what's happening in the world today, and it's not to step over it, but it really is to take care of yourself and come from this space of loving presence and self-care and taking care of the people around you. And if more of us are doing that, the energy level, the vibration of the world will elevate, and eventually hate will disintegrate and leave in so many ways. So taking care of our health and well-being is so important. And what I do really find impactful in my work is I like to give people things that they can do in a moment. That how, it's one thing to say I want to live at this higher level of vibration, but how do we stay connected to our source? How do we stay in this vibration of gratitude and love and connection as we're moving through the day? And so here's a tip. Should we do a tip?
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things is, the soul speaks to the body, and the body speaks to the mind, and the mind is there to listen to the feedback of the body. Now, that's how we're designed to work, but our mind field trips us up. So what I find is that rather than always thinking, taking it to the body, which is a very powerful exercise, that let's talk to who thinks it's running the show. And so here's the piece, is that our thoughts create a feeling, and the feeling causes a behavior. An example being, you can be in the kitchen cooking food, and your spouse or partner walks in, and you're ticked off at them, and they're like, what did I do? I wasn't even in the room. Well, you were having a reoccurring thought that caused the feeling of, I'm angry with this person, or they ticked me off because they're doing this and they did that, and last year they did this, and we're just just going around. They walk in the room and we're mad at them, and they're like, what the heck? What happened? So a thought creates a feeling creates a behavior. We can control our thoughts, but we cannot control how our body responds to the thought. So an example is, I can think about something sad and my eyes will weep. I can think about something angry and my body will constrict. So the key is to think better thoughts. Now, here's an example. I invite you, Liz, and anybody who's watching, just to close your eyes. Close your eyes for a moment and put your hand up like you're about to receive something. So I'm putting a lemon in your hand, and you can feel the lemon. You can squeeze the lemon. Now, physically take your hand with that lemon up into your nose and smell the lemon. So bring your hand up, you're holding the lemon. You can squeeze the lemon, you can smell the lemon, that beautiful fresh lemon smell. And now take a big bite of that lemon. Take a big bite of that lemon and chew the lemon. Taste the lemon, taste the bitterness of the lemon. Now, just the thought of doing that, now you can open your eyes, there's likely a massive amount of saliva that was being generated in your mouth. And you're like, I know she's going to ask me to chew that damn lemon. But your body doesn't know the difference between what's real and not real. It's just going to have that response. Now, I'm going to do one more example with you. So sit up nice and tall in your chair. Take your finger out front and take your arm as far back behind you as you can. So take it as far back behind you as you can. Now turn and look where your finger is pointing. Notice where it is. Now bring your arm back. Now I want you to just close your eyes and just take a breath. And now I want you to command your arm, instruct your arm to go at least 2/3 further than it did. Open your eyes, take your arm out front, take your arm back behind you, and now turn and look at where it went. Did it go further? You are muted.
Yes, that totally. Yeah, like there was like this much difference, right?
Massive difference. And all that changes, your mind thought your arm could go this far the first time. We came back and said, no, I command you, instruct you to go 2/3 further. And in both of us, there was no resistance and it went 2/3 further. So this is how important our thoughts are to healing in our body. So the key is to think better thoughts all the time. So if you think a thought like, my job is killing me, my boss is killing me, a better thought could be, my boss treats everybody like this, so it's the same for everybody. We could think, oh my God, this traffic is making me nuts. Or we could say, this is an opportunity for me to listen to music. to listen to an audible, to take some breaths and sit. So our mind will create reactions in the body, and we want to create reactions in the body that are about health and well-being and calm and control. And so it can really affect our mood and how we approach our day. So how did that feel?
Yeah, that's incredible. I was just thinking back, there was I think a time last week when I was really angry about something and was really frustrated. And I was getting kind of worked up, and then all of a sudden I went, wait, hang on. This is not serving me. This is not going to help the matter. Release the anger and try to understand what's going on, and kind of go more to the logical instead of the emotional, if that kind of made sense. And so after taking a couple deep breaths in my office chair, like you walked me through a couple of weeks ago, I kind of went, okay, yeah, I'm not angry and I'm not frustrated, and I've become more calm and centered, and I moved on, and I was so proud of myself. I'm like, this stuff works really well.
Yes. And the
Yeah.
first piece of what you did there is you became aware, right? That awareness of I'm feeling a feeling, and that feeling isn't serving me. And that's how quickly you can do a state change. So let's do one more little thing. Do we have time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just want you to curl up and like just hug yourself and contract your body, like when something's, you're wanting to protect and go into fetal position.
Okay.
And I want you to say, today's a great day. I am so happy.
Today's a great day. I am so happy.
And then come out of that. Were you feeling that?
Yeah, I
You were
felt like
feeling it was a great day?
yeah, actually I did. I thought, wow, this is great. What a good attitude.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
thought, right? Yeah, that
Okay.
was, but also what I felt was the clenching was starting to release
Okay.
on that. And for some reason, my body started to feel a little lighter, if that makes sense. So,
Okay. Okay. All right. So different reaction. Perfect. All of it is perfect. Now we're going to try something different. I want you to open your arms up to the sky and smile and say, today is a great day. I am so happy.
today is a great day. I am so happy.
And then relax. Does that feel different than the first one?
Yes.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah. So what can happen is, see, you're pretty smart and savvy. You can be in any situation and still make yourself feel good. But typically, what can happen when we're closed and we're like this, and today's going to be a great day. I remember when my kids were little, they'd be like, and I'd say, "How are you? Today a good day?" And they're like, "It's not a good day." And I'm like, "Well, today could be no," because the body language is actually overriding the words. So we can shift our thoughts to change our body reaction, but we can also change our body reaction. So this is open and free. I'm safe. Today is a great day. And this is closed and contracted. It's a great day. When you ask somebody, how are you? And they're like, I'm good. You're like, yeah, I'm not buying it. It's like that. So we can change our body language, which is also going to shift our state. So those are two ways to give yourself a state change. Thoughts to feelings or body language is an instant state change. So.
But I felt happier when I had my hands up. Like I felt so much happier, and I think I smiled more when I looked up and said that, right? So that's why I was kind of chuckling, because I went, it works, and there's so much to it. You showed me another technique one time. I don't know why I'm diversing over into this, but I was at your studio and you did a thing with the arm again, but slightly different, about telling the truth. And I was just so shocked how that worked. And that was part of one of the workshops. And are you doing that workshop again? It was really good. I'll come back
don't have
and
it
do it again.
scheduled, but I will certainly put it on again. I love it. It's the energy code workshop. And what you're referring to is the muscle testing, where you do need someone to do it with the arm, but you can do it with yourself. So you can put your fingers together like so. So your index finger and your thumb. So put those together. and then put your hand in and say, my name is Liz, and try and pull it apart. So you're trying to pull apart. My name is Liz.
My name is Liz.
Okay. And now say, my name is Joe.
My name is Joe.
Oh. Yeah. So your body gets weak. So you're really
Yeah.
speaking to your subconscious. So when someone is doing the kinesiology testing, my name is Liz, you would test strong because that's a yes. Your body knows your name is Liz. My name is Joe, it goes weak. So the testing we do is to establish what our interferences, what our blocks are, what is blocking our body from flowing. And we basically will test fear. We will test anger. We will test love. We will test sadness. And when we find out what is weak, it goes down. We do something called the mortar march, which is we take the body into this diagonal pattern. So we're working with the left and right. And we say, I release, say it was sadness. I release sadness from my body, both known, unknown, conscious, subconscious. And then we do that a few times, both directions. We retest, and love is, or sadness would be strong. So we don't actually have to do this. What are you sad about? How do you work it out? We just change the energy in your body and it's released. So letting go of limiting beliefs, letting go of energy blocks, things we're hanging on to can actually be really easy, and we don't have to talk about it a lot. It just, we have these techniques. And so this is called BEST, bioenergetic synchronization technique, where we find where the energetic interferences are. And that's an example of one way that we do it. Yeah,
Well,
thanks for bringing that up.
Oh yeah, sorry, I just completely went off on a different thing. But I remember that class you did some testing with me, and I won't share what it came up, but I was shocked when we were doing that, around, I think there was 5 different things to find out, what was the truth and what wasn't. And I think you probably saw the expression on my face like, oh, I didn't realize that. And so
Yes.
that brought intention to me from that exercise that, wait a sec, I need to take a look at this or do some work around it, because I was completely shocked by what happened. So it's interesting. Like, I'm fascinated by this because it's making so much sense to me, and it brings together so much. And I guess for me, which is different for a lot of people, but having a history of the epilepsy, there's a lot of body, mind, and soul, spirit, physical trauma, that goes along with that. You take hits to the head and everything else, and it plays very heavily on your body, mind, and spirit. And this kind of work is brilliant for me because it's really it's helping me align. And I know we're going to do some sessions together, which is going to remove the trauma, because I'm aware there's trauma, and I'm aware my energy isn't good, and I'm aware of all these things now after all our work together. But I've not found anything that's this helpful in probably the last 20, 30 years. So this has been really helpful, and interesting how things come around at the right time.
Divine timing. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, all this work with the best and spiritual best and remote healing. My teacher is Dr. Sue Morter with the Morter Institute. She is phenomenal. Her book is The Energy Codes, and a lot of the work we do is based on the work in her book. So I get my students to read those books. So for those that are curious and they want to learn a little more, certainly the Audible, The Energy Codes, or pick up the book and watch for any courses coming up and other master classes that I do. So, well, I can be found. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there. I just got all excited again. I got that book on Audible and started listening to it. And I think I was telling you that within the first 2 chapters, I had a major aha moment and a major wake up call. And it was almost like I sat there and just kind of stared into space like, oh my God, I never even thought of that. Right. So yeah, it's pretty powerful.
It is very powerful. And I encourage all of my clients to read the book, to supplement and really anchor in the work that we do. And of course, seeing a practitioner can get you there on a jet plane. Reading a book, it's a little bit like on a bus or a train. It's just a little slower and you have to figure it out. But the two combined together is really gets you there so much faster. And like you say, when you get those mic drop moments where you're like, I'm aware now, like I'm awake to that, right? It's called blind spots. You don't know what you don't know, and you
Yeah.
can't see what you don't see. And I work with coaches all the time, and I've just become aware of a pattern that I have had my entire life, and I literally just went, that's a pattern. Like I see it now. I can actually deal with it, whereas before I didn't even know. So a lot of what this work does is like, we know our life isn't working. We're finding that there's health conditions. Why am I having these autoimmune issues? Why am I having continued challenges with bosses or relationships or something? Somewhere in there, there's an interference, maybe from a past experience, or an energetic block. And when we can release them and we become aware of it, we crack the egg right open, and we get our life moving the way we want it to move. You are the creator of your life. And when we clear those interferences, and look at your life in the last few months, gosh, you've just really taken off with your business and your learning and your clients. Like, so fun to watch you just really continue to expand and grow and learn, Liz. Really so inspiring.
Oh, no, I'm so grateful for you. It's amazing, and it's been so helpful. And yeah, there's been a lot of changes. Yeah, so much great stuff's going on. So I'm thrilled. So we need to continue these. I know I say it every time. We definitely need to continue these. And before we log off, how can everybody find you? And what's the best way to find you?
Love it. Thank you so much. Yes, my website is intentionallife.ca. So when you type in, it's intentional life, there's those two L's in there, .ca. You can also find me my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Linda Mallard, like the spelling of my name on the screen here. But definitely my website, there's a contact form. If you're curious about how my work might be able to support you, you fill it out, and then we book a 30-minute energy reset call. It's complimentary. I always like to meet people and find out what's going on for them, and then we can create a plan together that's specific to you on how we can work together. And then you can sign up to subscribe, and then you hear about our free master classes and free workshops. And we're going to have some 3-day energy challenge before we head into Christmas, and then we'll do a 5-day one after in January. But don't wait till then. Let's set ourselves up now to be healthy and strong. So yeah, thank you for your time, Liz. Always a pleasure.
Oh, thank you. And we'll chat again soon. Thanks again.
You're welcome.